Charleston Southern head coach Gabe Giardina, a team coming off a 13-9 loss at Tennessee State on a rainy day at Nissan Stadium. They're back home. They're going to host Western Illinois on Saturday. So, Coach, just some general thoughts on your team, then we'll go to some questions.
I just, I think um, we've we've lost two fourth quarter leads in the last 5 minutes of two different games, and so we're we're in a place that you don't want to be, but you're not far off. Got to finish the games, and it was a very tightly contested game on Saturday. Two teams played, I think, really hard, represented the league in the right way. I think really in every facet, from the competitiveness of the game to the way the players competed in the game to, just out and out, good sportsmanship or camaraderie or whatever you want to call it. But frustrated with the results, obviously.
Obviously the weather was not ideal. How much of the weather did that impact your team and TSU, like with what you wanted to do going in? If it's a perfectly clear day, sunny and 75 degrees, how did sort of that weather impact, especially offensively, what you wanted?
Well, I don't think we would have run it 50 plus times if the weather had been better. But that's, we knew playing, the 13 quarterback and with the weather being what it was, we probably run it a little bit more, but certainly ran a ton. And it seemed to be effective for us. I thought Tay Ison and really our offensive line, our tight ends, really the whole unit, receivers too, just really played hard, blocked their tail off. It was very selfless performance by a lot of guys. We're trying to play without a scoreboard and really proud of the way we competed in the game. And I mean, even defensively, we had 5 3-and-outs in a row in the middle of the game. I mean, you're limiting them the way you wanted to, and then they put together a drive when they had to that won the game for them, and kudos to them. Certainly, we can handle some of those things in that situation better. Trying to get off the field and, but we weren't able to do it. So, we fight on. We got 8 games left. You know what I'm saying? There's there's no reason to hang our heads right now. We're not gonna, I don't know. We're not gonna, there's a lot worse things going on in the world, right? I mean, look at Western North Carolina and the upstate of South Carolina, the number of people without power, the number of people that are going through some serious turmoil. And that's what we really challenged our team. We've challenged our team to say, hey, we got to have a Galatians, 6-9 approach to this and not grow weary of doing good, because at the right time we will reap a harvest. And I know that's a spiritual thing. Okay. I'm not trying to over dramatize this thing. I know that's spiritual, but I think it's something you can live by in football as well.
Let's talk about your special teams. First of all, Reed Montgomery, he 37-37 20-yarder, made all of his attempts for you.
Yeah, I mean, he the 20-yarder was such an odd angle, and it was for the lead. And he's 18 years old. He's a freshman, so he continues to improve. You can see his confidence growing. You can see just each kick that he made, he actually hit the ball better. That first one, was he kind of eased it through, and then those last two, he really he knocked those through that would have been good from a long distance. So super proud of him. I mean, you don't arrive there. I mean, we got good snapper Noah Summers and our punter Gil holds for him. So really proud of Reed's ability to step up. Really proud of the way Gil punted the ball in the game. I think he averaged like 61 yards or something astronomical. We just call him the bionic leg. I think it takes the whole unit to get that stuff done, but certainly he's got a lot of talent.
Gilbert's leading the country in FCS and average. So just obviously it's quarter of the way through the season, but how has he helped field position and everything so far?
Well, I mean, I think we punted from the I don't know, the 30 and or maybe it was deeper than that. We punted it all the way down to the 4 yard line. I guess we need to go sky punt from a little bit further back than we need, because he rocked one into the end zone later in the game. So just for him to do that in those conditions, was really impressive to me, and certainly speaks to his work ethic. And he's not just he's just a great teammate. He's just fun to be around. So he's not the typical specialist type guy. I'm saying he's just I don't know, he's great energy.
So let's talk about Western Illinois then a little bit, and then they kind of snapped a streak and starting fresh. They had a long losing streak that ended. What have you seen from them, and what do you expect to see from them on Saturday?
I think Joe's done a good job. I mean, they played an extremely hard schedule. Northern Illinois is nothing to sniff at right now. Neither is Indiana, but especially Northern Illinois. I mean, that is a great team speed everywhere. I think that they are. They got a tough running back to tackle. He looks like this is he's using that similar blueprint that they were so successful with offensively at Eastern Illinois. Last year. There's a reason he got the job. So, and then the Lamb kid, I think, is doing a good job of spreading the ball around and making good decisions. And they played Illinois State, I thought, really well, and they're a ranked team, and that's a I know they didn't get the result they wanted, but if you just take the scoreboard out of it, that they're right there in the game the whole game against a ranked team. So we got our hands full, but that's the association. Put your big boy pants on and let's go play football.
And it's your first meeting between the two teams too. So you've had a couple of those over the last few years with the association and changing some things too. What's it like to start a new? It's not a rivalry yet because you haven't played, but like a new series with a team that you all have never matched up with.
Yeah, it's just unfamiliarity. You don't. We don't really recruit the same pool of players, but so there's just a lot of unknowns. This is not like playing a team that you see all the time. It feels a little like I don't know, kind of like just a get to know you thing. So there'll probably be some feeling out. It's like a first date. What are we doing here? So we'll see how it goes. But certainly you can see on their film how hard they play. They've got good players. They got extremely good size. The O-line it's like a Big Ten offensive line out there. They're 315 across the board. Their linebackers are all 220 plus. It's just a big team, and we don't see a lot of big teams, in the Southeast.
Coach, appreciate your time. Best luck at home this weekend, and then we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks. Homecoming here for the Bucks. So, excited to have the homecoming crowd and the alumni back.